Mike, tell me about the program that you've been doing with the guys here.
Well, we're just, doing an off-season program for our pro guys. We have them in about 4 days a week. A lot of guys, it's a different year this year because of the lockout and stuff like that. So we got some guys here earlier. So really a lot of stuff that we're doing right now is, just basic movements and stuff like that, trying to find out where everybody's at, what their individual, injury needs are and stuff like that. We're just trying to build a base as far as, building them back to where they need to be. Like I said, this year we got a little bit more time because of the lockout. We don't know when they're going back to their teams. In the past, it's been you get them 2 weeks maybe before camp or when they're coming out of their off-season program with their individual team. So it's kind of like you're rushed into doing a lot of stuff. But this year, we get to build a better base with them, and just kind of figure out, what everybody's individual need is.
Sure. Now, does that mean you get to have a more extensive program because you might have the guys for longer? Or
yeah. Well, that's the problem right now. We there's so much uncertainty, but yeah, without a doubt, it's a more extensive program because what they normally did with their team and their team doctors and stuff like that, as far as rehab and stuff like that. I mean, we're almost taking the role of all that on right now.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got different guys with different needs. You got a guy that's been in the league 8 years, is going to have a lot more. It's going to need a lot more attention than a guy that maybe been in the league 2 years, depending on how much wear and tear they have on their body. So, everybody's working at a little different pace now, too. But what we're doing, we're just trying to build back the base, and we're not into hardcore football movements yet. I mean, it's just basic movements and getting their movement patterns right now, and then from there, as we get closer to the season, we're going more into the football movements and the transition out of the football movements to the speed and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a little bit more thorough right now, especially this year, not knowing they might be leaving in June, July, they might not play until September. So we just don't know where, there's a lot of uncertainty to it. So, but right now we're just trying to build a good solid base for a lot of these guys.
What does a daily workout entail, like the one you're going through today?
Well, we'll start in the field. Usually Mondays are speed day. Mondays and Thursdays are usually our straight ahead speed days. Tuesday and Friday, our change of direction / conditioning, whatever it may be. But like I said, we're just working on the mechanics right now of speed, about getting their hands up and their drive phase and stuff like that. On our change of direction days, deceleration, the movement patterns coming out of your cuts, activating the hips and stuff like that. And then from there, that's usually the first hour and a half, and then we transition into the weight room, and we're just we're getting upper body day on upper bodies paired with our straight ahead day, lower body days paired with our change of direction day. So that's kind of the program we're going with now. Wednesday is usually a day for recovery. It's yoga, active, we'll foam roll, we'll do stuff like that on Wednesday just to try and get some regeneration. And then weekends usually they have off. We give them time to get their legs back and stuff like that.
What is it, like a 2 or 3 hour workout every day?
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. We usually try and go from about 11 to 1, 2 hours, but like I said, I mean, it's with these guys, whatever it takes.
And it's full service too. You're not just running sprints and lifting. I mean, you're chiropractor.
Oh yeah, we like I said, I mean, we're trying to wear all the hats. So we're chiropractor. We got a person, like I said, coming in on Wednesday for yoga and stuff like that. Whatever, team doctor, whatever these guys need, we're trying to simulate what they will get from their team, and then some, in some cases, we're just trying to give them everything they need, to get ready for the upcoming season so they can be at their best.
Is your yoga instructor Ricky Williams?
No, we'll look into Ricky maybe in the future, but it's not yet.
Tell me, how does Channing look out here? What are you working on with him, and how much energy and how explosive is he during these workouts?
Channing's in those early stages. He's a little banged up off the season. He looks good though. He looks good. I mean, he's got a lot of energy. He brings a lot of positive. He brings that positive vibe to the group. He's a high energy guy.
Yeah.
So it's been real good with Channing. It's been real good with Channing just because he's added a little bit of flavor to the group. But yeah, he's, like I said, he's in that beginning stage too. I mean, he's only in his first week really. So we're just trying to figure out his movement patterns and stuff like that. A lot of these guys, they've gone sometimes so long in the league doing it their own way, and then you open their eyes to some, okay, activate your hips doing this, or activate your hips in this direction, and it kind of clicks for them. You know what I'm saying? But Channing's looked good here in the beginning. I mean, like I said, he's been very positive. He's very he's very open to feedback and stuff like that from all of us. So it's been good good with Channing.
Does he talk trash to you too?
Yeah. Channing swears he's the best fisherman in South Florida. We had a little conversation about that today, and I guess we'll see about that one. But yeah, I mean, he's like I said, he's a fun guy to be around. He keeps the group real loose and stuff like that. And that's gonna be big once those weeks wear on. Because it becomes a grind. I mean, anybody could come out for a week and a half and be focused, but it becomes a grind, and it's good to have to have guys like Channing to keep the group moving and stuff like that.
Yeah. And what about Randy Starks? Where is he in his training?
Randy's been awesome.
Yeah.
Randy's been awesome. Randy. I mean, we did a little drill today, and a little back pedal to a sprint, and that's more of a DB oriented drill. It's more just of a basic thing I'm trying to find. And Randy, I mean, Randy's really an unbelievable athlete. I mean, really an unbelievable athlete. Moves, very explosive in his hips, very fluent in his movements. I mean, we did like almost like sprint type work today as far as getting his hands up and stuff like that. And Randy picks it up extremely quick. Randy's real fun to work with.
Is he trying to trim down this offseason?
A little bit. I mean, everybody's really kind of in that stage right now. You take that little bit of time, off after the season. Put that little bit of weight on. Now it's for Randy. It's just getting back into that football shape. Lose a little bit or shed a little bit of weight. It's a little bit easier on the joints right now. So nobody's really at their playing weight right now. Some guys are up, some guys are below it. Like I said, you're coming off that essential period where those guys need to shut down a little bit after the season. Just let the body recover. So now we're just trying to find out where Randy's weight needs to be at. You know what I'm saying? So he's everybody's at that stage right now where they're either trying to shed a little bit or add a little bit. So nobody's in their ideal playing weight right now. So.
And where's Chris Jenkins in his rehab?
Chris is coming along well. I mean, now Chris is coming off back-to-back ACLs. His first week was last week, and I expected him to be, a little bit further back in his program. Now he's been up in New Jersey training with Test up in New Jersey with Brian Martin, Kevin Dunn. I expected him to be a little bit further back, but he surprised me. I mean, we did some ladder drills last week, and Chris has got unbelievable feet, unbelievably soft feet. I mean, and he moves well. For Chris, like I said, it's been 2 years, back-to-back years with the ACL. So for him, it's trying to find his legs again. Now, and he'll tell you. I mean, Chris is very, in tune to his body. I mean, he knows, he can feel the hips and all that, and he can feel what's off and what's not. But he could tell you that he's starting to feel, his hips activating, his legs kind of where he's imbalanced and stuff like that. But I think Chris is ahead of schedule. Without a doubt, I think Chris is ahead of schedule. I mean, he's just gotta know how to, to progress here with this. It's a process. With all these guys, it's a process. The thing with last week, Chris's brother Cullen was down, and it gets a little bit competitive. Chris is an unbelievable competitor, and that's the biggest thing I got to watch out with Chris is that especially with Randy and some of those other guys, is that he wants to do maybe more than he's ready for, and you get kind of throttle him a little bit, be like, all right, let's make sure that we're paying attention to where we need to be. Mm-hmm. But no, Chris is making big strides, like real big strides, and I expect a lot out of Chris. And people that are doubting him, whether okay, maybe he's done. He's not done. He's got a lot left in the tank. I'll tell you that right now. Chris has got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah, I was gonna say when he says he's not ready to retire,
no, he's not ready. I mean, he's gonna obviously everybody's gonna have the doubt, especially after the 2 ACLs. But just watching him in his, the first week and a half he's been down here. I mean, if that's how he looks now, I mean, you give him another 2 or 3 months. I mean, he's going to be fully back to old Chris Jenkins. I have no doubt in my mind about that.
How can people find you guys on the web?
Athletes Edge. I mean, they go to Athletes Edge. Test Sports Club. We're on Facebook and stuff like that. So those are the 2 places that they can go to find us.
Do you guys have a website?
Yeah. AETrainingsystems.com.
Mm-hmm.
TestSportsClubs.com. So I mean, those are the 2 places that they can find us.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us today,
No
Mike.
problem.